15. Gospel legends who died live on stage. Imagine losing two of the most powerful voices in gospel music, Lashun Pace and Asani Nuku, before they could fully fulfill their incredible potential. Their untimely deaths shocked the gospel community, leaving fans and fellow artists heartbroken. Yet their music and influence continue to resonate, transcending their tragic endings. What happened to these legends, and how did their legacies live on despite such heart-wrenching losses? Dive into their stories, and let's discuss the lasting impact of their unforgettable voices. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts below on Legends of Black Excellence. Pedro Henrique. Pedro Henrique was a rising star in the Brazilian gospel music scene, beloved for his powerful voice and heartfelt performances. Born in Brazil, he gained a loyal following thanks to his ability to weave raw emotion into his music, captivating audiences with every note. Henrique's career was one defined by passion, talent, and a deep devotion to his faith, making him a beloved figure among gospel music lovers, not just in Brazil, but around the world. At just 30 years old, Henrique had already made a significant impact with his music. His songs, which often reflected themes of spiritual devotion and personal growth, resonated deeply with his listeners. One of his most well-known songs, Vai Ser Lindo, was a reflection of his commitment to God and his spiritual journey. His voice, with its rich timbre and range, could stir anyone who heard it, evoking a sense of peace and strength. On December 13, 2023, Pedro Henrique was performing at a religious event in Feira de Santana, Brazil, when tragedy struck. As he was singing his song Vai Ser Lindo, he suddenly collapsed on stage, leaving the audience in a state of shock and disbelief. Efforts to revive him were immediate, but despite the best attempts of medical professionals, he was pronounced dead due to a massive heart attack. The unexpected loss of such a young and vibrant talent sent ripples of grief throughout the gospel music community. Henrique's death at such a young age was a harsh reminder of the fragility of life. Fans, fellow musicians, and friends were left devastated, unable to comprehend the loss of an artist who had touched so many lives through his music. The news of his passing sparked discussions not only about the importance of heart health, especially for young artists who face the pressures of constant performances, but also about the toll that a demanding career can take on one's physical and emotional well-being. In the wake of his death, tributes poured in from around the world. Fans remembered him for his kind heart, unwavering faith, and the way he always put his spirituality at the forefront of his music. Many took solace in his music, revisiting his songs as a way to cope with the loss of a voice that had meant so much to them. Pedro Henrique's passing left an irreplaceable void in the gospel music community. However, his legacy continues through the music he left behind. His voice, which had the power to uplift and inspire, now lives on in the hearts of those who were touched by his artistry. Although his life was tragically cut short, his contributions to gospel music remain an indelible part of the genre's history, a testament to his talent and faith. Bishop Kirby Brown. Bishop Kirby Brown, a revered gospel singer and pastor, was known for his deep commitment to his faith and his powerful contributions to both gospel music and ministry. Born and raised in the United States, Bishop Brown began his musical career at a young age, using his remarkable vocal ability to inspire others through soulful gospel songs. As a pastor, he was respected not only for his preaching, but also for his heartfelt ministry that touched countless lives. His voice was a defining element of his ministry, and he used his songs to bridge the gap between the sacred and the personal, speaking to the hearts of his congregation with a voice filled with passion and devotion. Bishop Brown's music often reflected his unwavering faith and his belief in the power of worship to heal and uplift. He was known for his ability to connect with his audience, bringing them closer to God through his heartfelt lyrics and melodic richness. On July 7, 2024, Bishop Brown was celebrating his 15th pastoral anniversary at Greater Deliverance Temple in Danville, Virginia, when tragedy struck. During the service, as he was leading the congregation, he suddenly collapsed due to a fatal heart attack. His passing left his church members and fellow gospel artists in shock, with many expressing disbelief at the sudden loss of such a beloved leader. Despite attempts by emergency responders to save him, Bishop Brown could not be revived, and he passed away on the same day, leaving behind a profound legacy in both the church and gospel music communities. His death raised important conversations about the health and well-being of those in high-stress careers, particularly in ministry. While Bishop Brown had always been an active and passionate figure in his community, the demands of leading a congregation and performing regularly were physically taxing, a reality many in the gospel world face. His sudden passing highlighted the importance of taking care of one's health, no matter how strong the calling or the passion. In the wake of his death, tributes poured in from various corners of the gospel music community. Fellow ministers and artists shared memories of his leadership, kindness, and unwavering faith. He had not only been a mentor to many, but also a symbol of dedication to his faith and community. Bishop Brown's music continues to resonate, offering comfort and solace to those who admired him. Though his voice was stilled far too soon, his influence remains deeply embedded in the hearts of all who heard his songs. Kelly Nealon Clarke. Kelly Nealon Clarke, a cherished figure in the world of Southern gospel music, was known for her angelic voice and her dedication to her craft. Born into the renowned Nealon family, Kelly carried on the musical legacy of her family while establishing herself as a force in the gospel music industry. She grew up surrounded by music, and it was clear from an early age that she would follow in her family's footsteps. As a member of the Nealon family gospel group, Kelly's harmonies and vocals helped define the sound of Southern gospel for decades. Throughout her career, Kelly Nealon Clarke became known for her powerful and emotive singing style. Her ability to convey deep emotion through her voice made her a beloved figure in the gospel community. Whether she was performing as part of the Nealon family or as a solo artist, Kelly's performances were always filled with passion and sincerity, capturing the hearts of her audience. Songs like He's Still God and I Still Trust You resonated deeply with listeners, offering hope and comfort through the highs and lows of life. Tragedy struck on July 26, 2024, when Kelly Nealon Clarke, along with her husband Jason Clarke and their daughter Amber Nealon Clarke, died in a plane crash while traveling to a gospel performance in Wyoming. The crash, which claimed the lives of all three members of the Nealon family, sent shockwaves through the gospel music community. Although they were not on stage at the time of their deaths, the tragedy felt deeply personal to fans, as the Clarke family had been a fixture in Southern gospel music for years. Kelly's loss was especially heartbreaking, as she had been a major influence in gospel music, inspiring countless artists with her vocal prowess and her unwavering faith. She was admired not only for her musical talent, but also for her kindness, generosity, and deep commitment to spreading the message of hope through her music. Her death left a void in the Southern gospel world, but her legacy continues to live on through her music and the many lives she touched during her career. The passing of Kelly Jason and Amber Nealon Clarke raised awareness about the risks faced by traveling gospel artists who often spend long hours on the road away from their families to spread their ministry. The tragic loss also prompted an outpouring of tributes from fellow gospel musicians, fans, and community members, all recalling the Clarke family's impact on the gospel music scene. Kelly Nealon Clarke's music continues to inspire and uplift, offering solace to those who are grieving her untimely death. Though her earthly journey ended in tragedy, her songs, faith, and the legacy of the Nealon family will remain a source of strength for generations to come. Mahalia Jackson. Mahalia Jackson, often referred to as the Queen of Gospel, is one of the most influential and iconic figures in the history of gospel music. Born on October 26, 1911 in New Orleans, Louisiana, Jackson's voice became synonymous with the soulful and passionate expression of faith that resonated with millions around the world. From a young age, Mahalia was drawn to gospel music, and her church roots played a pivotal role in shaping her powerful voice. Her rich, deep, and emotionally charged singing style captivated listeners, drawing them into her performances and into the very heart of her faith. Throughout her career, Jackson became a towering figure in both gospel and secular music. She recorded over 30 albums and is best known for her renditions of traditional gospel songs such as Take My Hand, Precious Lord, and How I Got Over. These songs not only showcased her vocal range but also served as anthems of hope and resilience, particularly for African Americans during the Civil Rights Movement. Mahalia's music was a powerful force in bridging the sacred and the secular, making gospel music accessible to a broader audience and shaping the future of the genre. Her influence reached beyond music. Jackson became a prominent figure in the Civil Rights Movement with her deep connection to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and her participation in major marches and protests. Her performance of Precious Lord at King's funeral in 1968 is considered one of the most iconic moments in both gospel and civil rights history, capturing the raw emotion of the movement and Jackson's profound commitment to justice and equality. Sadly, on January 27, 1972, Mahalia Jackson passed away after suffering a heart attack during a performance in Germany. While conflicting reports exist about whether she collapsed on stage or backstage, she had been actively participating in the event when her health deteriorated. Her passing marked the end of an era for gospel music, as her voice had been an essential element in the spiritual and musical growth of the genre. Jackson's legacy, however, lives on through her recordings and the countless artists she influenced, including Aretha Franklin and Sam Cooke. Her impact on music culture and faith remains immeasurable. Andraé Crouch. Andraé Crouch was a pioneering figure in contemporary gospel music, known for blending traditional gospel with elements of pop, jazz, and R&B, creating a new sound that revolutionized the genre. Born on July 1, 1942, in Los Angeles, California, Crouch was a talented pianist, singer, and composer, and he became one of the most influential gospel artists of his time. His work bridged the gap between traditional gospel music and the more contemporary styles that emerged in the 1960s and 1970s, making gospel music accessible to a broader audience. Crouch's breakthrough came in the late 1960s with the release of his album Take Me Back, which was met with critical acclaim. His unique sound, which blended vibrant choral arrangements with modern instrumentation, set him apart from other gospel artists of his time. One of his most enduring contributions to gospel music was his ability to bring contemporary elements into the church while maintaining the spiritual depth and message of traditional gospel music. His songs, like The Blood Will Never Lose Its Power, My Tribute to God Be the Glory, and Soon and Very Soon, became staples in churches across the world, inspiring generations of musicians and worshipers alike. Throughout his career, Crouch received multiple Grammy Awards, Dove Awards, and a Lifetime Achievement Award, cementing his legacy as one of gospel's greatest innovators. His influence extended beyond the gospel world, with artists such as Michael Jackson, Elton John, and Madonna citing Crouch as an influence. His ability to blend different musical genres while keeping the message of faith central to his work helped shape the sound of contemporary gospel for decades to come. Andraé Crouch's impact wasn't confined to his music. He also dedicated much of his life to mentoring young artists and shaping the worship music scene. His leadership as a choir director and his work with the famed Andraé Crouch Singers played a significant role in defining gospel music in the modern era. On January 8, 2015, Andraé Crouch passed away from complications related to heart failure at the age of 72. He had been battling health issues for several years but remained active in ministry and music until his final moments. Crouch's death marked the end of an era for contemporary gospel music, but his legacy endures through his vast catalog of music, his influence on other artists, and his dedication to spreading the gospel through song. His work continues to inspire and uplift generations of gospel musicians, ensuring that his voice and message of faith will never be forgotten. Darryl Coley. Darryl Coley, an immensely gifted gospel singer, songwriter, and performer, left an indelible mark on the gospel music world with his extraordinary vocal range and ability to convey deep emotion through his music. Born on October 30th, 1955 in Berkeley, California, Coley's passion for music was evident from an early age. His remarkable 5-octave vocal range and his seamless transition between genres such as gospel jazz and R&B made him one of the most versatile and respected artists in contemporary gospel music. Coley's musical journey began in the 1970s as he performed with the gospel group The Disciples. However, it was his solo career that truly set him apart. His first album, I'll Be With You, released in 1986, was a major success and marked the beginning of his prominence in the gospel world. His ability to blend traditional gospel with contemporary sounds while maintaining the spiritual depth of his lyrics resonated with a wide audience. Songs such as He's Right on Time, When the Music Stops and I'll Be With You became gospel staples, beloved for their heartfelt messages of hope, faith, and perseverance. In addition to his own work, Darrell Coley was known for his collaborations with other gospel and secular artists, including the late Andrei Crouch, Chaka Khan, and Gladys Knight. His influence on both gospel and mainstream music was undeniable, as his vocal prowess and ability to deliver a song with both technical skill and emotional depth inspired countless artists. In 2014, during a concert in Oakland, California, Coley collapsed on stage while performing a traumatic moment for both the artist and his fans. He had suffered a medical emergency, which resulted in his hospitalization. Despite making a temporary recovery, Coley's health continued to decline, and he passed away on March 15, 2016, at the age of 60. His death left a huge void in the gospel music community, and tributes poured in from artists and fans alike, who remembered him for his unmatched talent and generosity. Darrell Coley's legacy lives on through his music, which continues to inspire and uplift listeners around the world. His innovative approach to gospel music and his ability to convey complex emotions through his singing solidified his place as one of the greatest voices in gospel music history. Although his life was cut short, Coley's influence remains, and his recordings continue to be a source of comfort and inspiration for gospel music lovers. Troy Sneed. Troy Sneed, a powerful and influential gospel singer and producer, made a lasting impact on the genre with his distinctive style and passion for spreading messages of faith through music. Born on November 10, 1963, in Jacksonville, Florida, Sneed's deep roots in gospel music were shaped by his upbringing in the church, where he first honed his skills as a singer and musician. His music was defined by a blend of traditional gospel sounds, with contemporary elements giving him a unique voice in the gospel music community. Sneed gained recognition as a member of the renowned gospel group Youth for Christ before embarking on his solo career. His breakthrough came with the release of his 1999 album, My Heart Says Yes, which featured his hit single, Work It Out. The album's success helped establish Sneed as a powerful force in the gospel world, and he quickly became known for his energetic performances and soulful, commanding voice. His music often focused on themes of spiritual perseverance and personal faith, resonating deeply with fans across the globe. Beyond his solo work, Troy Sneed was also a highly respected producer and label founder. He founded Mtro Gospel, a record label that aimed to nurture emerging gospel talent, and he was involved in producing and mentoring younger artists within the gospel community. His work helped elevate many new voices in the genre, ensuring that gospel music continued to evolve and reach wider audiences. Throughout his career, Sneed received numerous accolades for his contributions to gospel music, including Dove Awards and other industry honors. His songs such as My Heart Says Yes, I Will Bless the Lord and The Storm Is Over became anthems in churches and gospel music venues across the United States. His passion for ministry through music earned him the admiration of fellow artists and fans alike. However, Troy Sneed's life was tragically cut short on April 27, 2020, following a concert performance in Jacksonville. Despite being in the prime of his career and still actively performing and recording, Sneed suddenly fell ill backstage after delivering a stirring set. Despite rapid emergency response efforts, he could not be revived, and he passed away at the age of 56. His unexpected death left the gospel community devastated, with tributes pouring in from fellow artists and fans who celebrated his life and musical legacy. Troy Sneed's contributions to gospel music remain a significant part of his legacy. His distinct sound and deep commitment to spreading the gospel through song continue to inspire new generations of artists and listeners. Though his life ended too soon, Troy Sneed's music continues to uplift and inspire, and his influence in gospel music will never be forgotten. Olanda Draper. Olanda Draper was an influential choir director and gospel music icon whose innovative contributions reshaped contemporary gospel music. Born on July 12, 1964 in Memphis, Tennessee, Draper was passionate about music from an early age. Raised in a family with deep roots in the church, he developed a love for gospel music and began his musical career as a choir director. His unique style and approach to choir music made him one of the most celebrated gospel directors in the industry. In the early 1990s, Draper formed The Associates, a gospel group that would become known for their electrifying performances and innovative arrangements. Under Draper's direction, The Associates pushed the boundaries of traditional gospel, blending contemporary sounds with classic gospel elements. Draper's choir arrangements were intricate, vibrant, and filled with emotion, and his leadership brought a fresh energy to gospel music. He became known for his ability to lead his choir with precision, ensuring that every performance was both technically impressive and spiritually uplifting. One of Draper's greatest accomplishments came in 1996, when the Associates won a Grammy Award for Best Gospel Choir, or Chorus Album, for their album, Live the Experience. This recognition highlighted Draper's impact on the gospel music scene and solidified his place as one of the top gospel choir directors in the industry. His style was characterized by dynamic, high-energy performances that drew on a mix of traditional gospel, contemporary music, and even elements of jazz and pop, making his work accessible to a broader audience. Sadly, Olanda Draper's life was tragically cut short on January 9, 1998, when he passed away unexpectedly from an asthma attack. He was just 34 years old. Draper's death left a significant void in the gospel music world, but his legacy continues through the groundbreaking work he did with the Associates, and the profound influence he had on choir directors and gospel artists who followed in his footsteps. His arrangements are still performed by choirs around the world, and his approach to gospel music continues to inspire new generations of musicians. Though Olanda Draper's time in the spotlight was brief, his contributions to gospel music remain invaluable. He reshaped the way gospel choirs were approached, leaving behind a musical legacy that endures and continues to inspire. His creativity, passion, and dedication to ministry through music will always be remembered by fans and fellow musicians alike. Reverend Donald Vales. Reverend Donald Vales was a beloved choir director and pianist whose influence on gospel music was immense. Born in the early 1940s, Vales grew up in a religious household where music played a central role in his life. He was deeply involved in the church from a young age, and his musical talents flourished as he honed his skills as a pianist and choir director. His leadership in gospel music extended beyond the pulpit as he became known for his ability to shape the sound of gospel choirs and for his emotional, soul-stirring performances. Vales was perhaps best known for his role as the founder and leader of the Donald Vales Chorale, a prominent gospel choir based in Atlanta, Georgia. Under his direction, the choir became a fixture in the gospel community, celebrated for its powerful performances and ability to convey deep spiritual messages through music. Vales was a master at blending traditional gospel with contemporary sounds, giving his choir a unique sound that resonated with audiences of all ages. His ability to inspire and connect with both his choir members and the audiences they performed for made him a standout figure in the gospel music scene. Throughout his career, Reverend Vales worked tirelessly to ensure that gospel music remained a vehicle for spiritual expression and healing. His choir's performances were known for their precision, intensity, and emotional depth. Vales had an innate ability to lead his choir to bring out the very best in every singer, allowing their individual talents to shine while maintaining the unity and spirit of the group. His music was not just about performance. It was about delivering a message of faith, hope, and redemption. Tragically, Reverend Donald Vales's life was cut short on March 23, 2003, when he collapsed during a live performance at a concert in Atlanta. He passed away shortly after from a heart attack. His death sent shockwaves through the gospel community, leaving behind a legacy of profound musical excellence and spiritual leadership. Many gospel artists and choir directors, especially in Atlanta, mourned the loss of a man who had not only helped shape their sound, but had also been a mentor and friend. In the years following his death, his choir, the Donald Vales Chorale, continued to honor his memory by performing his arrangements, and gospel choirs around the world still sing his arrangements today. Reverend Vales's work remains a testament to the power of music to uplift and inspire, and his influence on the gospel genre is still felt in the music of many contemporary artists. Though his life was tragically short, his impact on gospel music will never be forgotten. Dottie Rambo. Dottie Rambo, an influential and pioneering figure in gospel music, is best remembered for her exceptional songwriting talent and powerful voice that touched millions of lives around the world. Born on March 2, 1934 in Madisonville, Kentucky, Dottie Rambo's musical journey began at an early age, and by her teens, she was already writing songs that would go on to become staples in gospel music. Her passion for music and faith led her to pursue a career in the genre where she would leave an enduring legacy that continues to influence gospel music to this day. Rambo's writing style was deeply personal, blending her life experiences with her unwavering faith. Over the course of her career, she wrote more than 200 to 500 songs, many of which became gospel anthems, including We Shall Behold Him, I Go to the Rock, and He Looked Beyond My Faults and Saw My Need. These songs resonated deeply with audiences because of their heartfelt messages and profound spirituality. Rambo's lyrics conveyed themes of redemption, grace, and divine love, making her one of the most beloved songwriters in gospel history. Throughout her career, Dottie Rambo became known for her powerful voice and ability to convey raw emotion through her music. She performed with numerous gospel groups, including the Rambo Sisters and the Dottie Rambo Trio, and became a well-known figure in the Southern gospel music community. In addition to her singing and songwriting, she was also a gifted performer, known for her dynamic stage presence and ability to connect with her audience on a deeply emotional level. Despite facing significant personal and professional challenges, including struggles with health issues and personal loss, Rambo remained an active performer and songwriter until her passing. Tragically, on May 11, 2008, Dottie Rambo died in a bus accident at the age of 74. The loss of this legendary artist sent shockwaves through the gospel music community, as she had touched the hearts of countless fans and fellow musicians. Her death was a devastating blow, but her music continues to inspire and uplift, serving as a testament to her talent and faith. Rambo's legacy as one of the greatest songwriters and performers in gospel music history lives on through the timeless songs she wrote, the many artists she influenced, and the powerful messages of faith that she shared through her music. Though her earthly journey was cut short, her spirit and her music continue to live on forever, etched in the hearts of those who loved and admired her. Elder Goldwire McClendon. Elder Goldwire McClendon, a revered gospel singer and minister, is remembered for his powerful voice, his unwavering faith, and his decades of contributions to gospel music. Born in 1927 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, McClendon's love for gospel music began in his childhood, growing up in a family that deeply valued the church and its music. His journey into music ministry was inevitable, as he felt a calling to use his remarkable vocal talents to spread the gospel and inspire others through song. McClendon's musical career spanned several decades, during which he became one of the most respected voices in gospel music. He was known for his stunning tenor voice, which became synonymous with the rich, soulful sound of traditional gospel. His career was defined by his ability to bring deep emotion and spiritual fervor to every song he sang, captivating audiences and drawing them closer to their faith. His voice, often described as possessing a heavenly quality, became a fixture in church services and gospel concerts across the country. Throughout his career, Elder McClendon was not only a celebrated singer, but also an influential choir director. He was the founder of the Philadelphia First Baptist Church Choir and was responsible for shaping the sound of gospel music in the Philadelphia area. His leadership of the choir was marked by dynamic performances and innovative arrangements that brought a fresh energy to gospel music. His influence extended beyond his local community as he became a sought-after performer and choir director, revered for his ability to inspire and elevate gospel singers and musicians. One of McClendon's most notable achievements was his ability to maintain his vocal prowess well into his 80s. Even in his later years, he continued to perform with the same passion and energy that had defined his earlier career. He remained an active performer and minister, traveling to churches and concerts around the country to share his music and faith. Elder McClendon's performances were marked by their spiritual depth and his ability to connect with his audience on a deeply personal level, making every performance feel like a sacred experience. Sadly, on December 15, 2019, Elder Goldwire McClendon passed away shortly after delivering a final performance in Philadelphia. He had been performing for decades, but his voice and ministry had remained strong until the very end. His death marked the end of an era for gospel music, as he was one of the last remaining icons of traditional gospel. However, his influence continues to resonate in the hearts of those who heard his music and were touched by his ministry. Elder McClendon's legacy lives on through his recordings, his influence on gospel choirs, and the many artists he mentored throughout his career. His voice remains a standard for excellence in gospel music, and his contributions to the genre will never be forgotten. Though his earthly life came to an end, Elder Goldwire McClendon's music and spirit continue to inspire generations of gospel musicians and fans alike. Sean Jones. Sean Jones, a celebrated gospel singer and pastor, was known for his powerful voice, unwavering faith, and ability to lead worship with passion and authenticity. Born and raised in Pensacola, Florida, Jones grew up in a religious family where he was surrounded by music and ministry. His musical journey began in the church, and his early experiences shaped his deep love for gospel music and its ability to connect with people on a spiritual level. As a talented singer, Sean Jones became known for his soulful and heartfelt renditions of gospel songs. His powerful yet smooth voice resonated with listeners, and he quickly became a sought-after performer in the gospel music scene. His music was characterized by its emotional depth and spiritual intensity, making each song he sang feel like an act of worship. Jones's ability to convey profound messages of faith and hope through his music made him a beloved figure among gospel music fans. In addition to his career as a singer, Sean Jones was also a devoted pastor at the New Life Worship Center in Pensacola. His ministry was centered around helping others connect with God through music and worship. He used his platform as both a pastor and an artist to spread the message of faith, providing comfort and hope to many. His songs, including Worthy, he became anthems in churches and were sung by worshipers nationwide. Tragically, on May 20, 2021, Sean Jones passed away after collapsing on stage during a performance at the Event Center in Pensacola. He had been singing his hit song, Worthy is He, when he suddenly fell ill. Despite the immediate medical attention he received, Jones could not be revived and passed away at the age of 45. His sudden death sent shockwaves through the gospel music community, as he was still in the prime of his career and had so much more to offer through his music and ministry. Sean Jones's passing left a significant void in the gospel world, as his powerful voice and inspiring messages had touched the lives of so many. His death also sparked conversations about the physical and emotional toll that a demanding career in music and ministry can take on an individual. Jones's music continues to live on, offering comfort and solace to those who were inspired by his work. Although his life was tragically cut short, his impact on the gospel music community will never be forgotten, and his legacy will continue to inspire future generations of worshipers. Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Sister Rosetta Tharpe, often referred to as the godmother of rock and roll, was a groundbreaking gospel singer, guitarist, and songwriter who left a lasting legacy in the music world. Born on March 20th, 1915 in Cotton Plant, Arkansas, Tharpe's musical talent was apparent from a young age. She grew up in a deeply religious household, and her love for gospel music was nurtured through her church upbringing. However, it was her ability to blend gospel music with secular genres, like blues and early rock and roll, that made her one of the most innovative and influential figures in the history of American music. Tharpe's career began in the 1930s, when she became a popular performer in the gospel music scene. Her energetic and passionate style of playing the guitar, combined with her powerful voice, made her an immediate sensation. She became known for her distinctive approach to gospel music, incorporating elements of jazz, blues, and even swing into her performances. Tharpe's ability to fuse these genres made her a trailblazer, and she became one of the first musicians to cross over from gospel into the secular music world, paving the way for future generations of artists. One of Tharpe's most iconic songs, Strange Things Happening Every Day, 1944, is often considered one of the first songs to blend gospel with rhythm and blues, an early precursor to rock and roll. Her innovative guitar playing, which was influenced by both gospel and blues traditions, was ahead of its time, and she became known for her electrifying performances. Her influence on early rock and roll artists like Elvis Presley, Chuck Berry, and Johnny Cash was immense, as they cited her as a key inspiration in shaping their own music. Despite her success, Tharpe faced challenges throughout her career, including resistance from the gospel community due to her blending of secular and sacred music. Nonetheless, her unique style and ability to break musical boundaries earned her a dedicated fan base and the admiration of fellow musicians. Tharpe's music continued to evolve over the years, but her groundbreaking contributions to the development of rock and roll and gospel music remain a cornerstone of her legacy. Tragically, Sister Rosetta Tharpe's career began to slow down in the 1960s, and by the time she was diagnosed with a debilitating stroke in 1970, her health began to decline. Although she continued to perform when she was able, her ability to play and sing was affected. Tharpe passed away on October 9, 1973 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at the age of 58. Although she did not die on stage, her final years were marked by a relentless determination to continue performing despite her health issues. Though her life was cut short by illness, Sister Rosetta Tharpe's legacy continues to resonate through the music she left behind. Her pioneering work in blending gospel with secular genres laid the groundwork for the evolution of rock and roll and gospel music. Today, she is celebrated not only for her music, but also for her boldness in crossing musical boundaries and inspiring countless artists across genres. Sister Rosetta Tharpe's legacy lives on in the music that shaped modern popular music, ensuring her place as one of the most important and influential musicians in history. LaShun Pace. LaShun Pace was an influential and celebrated figure in gospel music, known for her powerful voice, heartfelt performances, and deep spiritual connection to the music she sang. Born on September 6, 1956 in Atlanta, Georgia, LaShun was raised in a deeply religious family where gospel music was a central part of her life. From a young age, she exhibited remarkable vocal talent, which would later make her one of the most beloved artists in the gospel music community. Pace rose to prominence as a member of the Anointed Pace Sisters, a group that included her sisters, and brought attention to their remarkable harmonies and vocal abilities. However, it was her solo career that truly set her apart as one of the great voices of gospel music. Her debut solo album, Shun Pace, released in the 1990s, featured hits like He Lives and I Know I've Been Changed, songs that became anthems in gospel churches and established her as a solo artist of incredible skill and emotional depth. LaShun's voice was one of the most distinctive in the gospel genre, with a commanding range that could soar to powerful heights and bring a sense of intimacy and vulnerability. She had the ability to convey deep emotion and faith through her music, making every song feel like a personal prayer. Her contributions to gospel music were not only about her vocal talent, but also about the way she used her platform to inspire and uplift others through her lyrics, focusing on themes of faith, hope, and spiritual perseverance. Tragically, LaShun Pace's health began to decline in the later years of her life, and she was diagnosed with kidney failure, a condition that required ongoing dialysis treatments. In 2019, during a performance at a homecoming event, Pace collapsed on stage, struggling to breathe. While she recovered from the immediate scare, her health continued to deteriorate. On March 21, 2021, LaShun Pace passed away at the age of 64 due to organ failure. Her death was met with an outpouring of tributes from fans, fellow artists, and gospel music lovers, all mourning the loss of one of gospel's finest voices. LaShun Pace's legacy lives on through her powerful songs, her profound influence on the gospel music community, and the way she used her talent to spread messages of faith and hope. Though her earthly journey was cut short, her music continues to inspire and uplift listeners worldwide, leaving behind a profound impact on the gospel genre that will endure for generations to come. In the world of gospel music, the untimely deaths of artists like LaShun Pace and Asani Nuku left deep scars but also highlighted their extraordinary legacies. LaShun's powerful voice and commitment to faith touched lives, while Asa's fusion of African rhythms and gospel inspired many. Both artists used their music to uplift, heal, and bring hope to countless listeners. Their stories remind us of the profound impact music can have, even when lives are cut short. How do you think their legacies continue to influence today's gospel artists? Share your thoughts in the comments below and join the conversation on Legends of Black Excellence.